Hello, 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 my lovelies. How are you doing? How are you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Let me put my that on as well, and then we'll make a start. Okay, so if you decided to go VIP to ask any questions of your own, then you will have a separate link that you need to make sure that you have clicked onto to come and join me in my private little suite. So as soon as we finish this call, and then the lines are open for your questions and for me to give you specific intuitive guidance, guys. These masterclasses, if you want my specific intuitive guidance, then you really do need to upgrade, because then I can really pay you attention, really tap into the divine and give you answers to move you forward. Okay. So today, welcome, welcome, welcome. We're talking about, what are we talking about? Building your tribe, building your tribe. If you're that coach, that healer, that course creator, in order for you to actually build a business that gets anywhere, you are going to need to get in front of people who actually want what you have. Okay. So the very basic way of saying this is building your mailing list. Building your mailing list so that you're able to have a tribe of people that love the kind of things that you say, that want what you have to offer, and they're on your email list so you can follow up with them. This gives you a steady stream of clients coming through when you get the numbers right and you get all of this stuff right. So we're going to be talking about how do you do that. My goal really with these masterclasses, particularly these business growth ones, is for you guys, the ones who are called, the determined ones, the ones who know that they are here on this planet to make a difference to a lot of people, to coach them, to teach them, to heal them. You guys have overcome some stuff that you know that other people are, well, they need your guidance. They need what you have to offer. And there's a pull inside of you to actually get in front of these people, to actually deliver the message in your heart. And you're done with waiting. You're done with putting yourself on the shelf whilst you're giving to every single other person out there, and they're getting to live their stuff. Well, most people don't get to live their visions, truth be told. Most people do not live to the fullness of their potential, but you don't want to join those people. You're done with living the small life. You know you're meant for more. You know you're meant for a heck of a lot more. Well, now is the time for you to actually start living that more out. Now is your time. But it will take courage. It will take determination. But you have what that takes. You've already built, I mean, you've already overcome a heck of a lot of stuff anyway. So you know you have what it takes. The question is, have you made the decision to actually live out your purpose? Have you made the decision to actually make money whilst living out your purpose? Those are two separate questions that you must truly consider. Because spiritual people, some of y'all, sometimes, that's why you do the giving everything for free to everyone. You get drained, you get resentful, and you wake up feeling unfulfilled because you're not living out your vision. Because you never made the decision to do both of those things. You might have made the decision to live your purpose, but for some reason you think it's okay for you to be destitute whilst living your purpose, or have to do things you do not want to do in order to make money, whereas you could actually. It's like I was thinking about this morning, how I was brought up. I was brought up religious. I was brought up Christian, and I was Christian for a very long time. In some ways, in my heart, I still feel Christian, but I'm not sure any Christian will call me Christian. But whichever way, I love God. Yeah, I love the divine. And it's the driving force of my life, or the divine is. It's the foundation of everything that I do. And I got to thinking about how most of the time that I was a Christian, I would never have asked for the things that I really wanted. I would only ask for the things that I was told were good enough to ask for. And I see this happening amongst a heck of a lot of spiritual people. This idea that it's bad to make the decision inside of you to create. So as I've said to you, there's two questions you need to answer. Are you going to live your purpose? Most spiritual people will say yes to that. But are you going to make money whilst living your purpose? Most spiritual people would, on the surface of it, say yes to that. But then you look at the actions they're taking. I look at the actions you might be taking. And in fact, if you looked at me a few years ago, the actions I was taking, I had not said yes to that second question. And the truth is, we as spiritual people, we know that there's no limitation. Abundance is everywhere. Abundance is available to anyone and everyone. You know, the rain falls on the righteous and the unrighteous, basically. And yet, spiritual people live in, well, not all, okay, that's a generalization, but that's a good number of spiritual people who live in lack and scarcity and think that that's the righteous, holy thing to do. And I'm hoping that these business growth classes, the opulence master classes that I run in this community, will help you to start seeing things differently. Because the divine cannot give you something that you refuse to take. If you are busy trying to be all snobby about money, oh, I don't need, I'm not motivated by money. Whereas I hear people saying that so many times. I'm not motivated by money. But then every aspect of their life is determined by how much money they do or do not have, the job they do, whether they say yes or no to certain life experiences, whether their children can do certain things or can't do certain things, are all determined by money. But oh no, I'm not motivated by money. Really? Really? It's time for spiritual people to wake up and stop acting crazy. Crazy. 2 questions you must answer. Are you going to live out your purpose? Are you going to live to the fullness of your potential? That's still the 1 question. And 2, will you allow yourself to make money whilst living your purpose? You really need to answer those 2 questions. They are separate. And you need to go deeper than the surface. Yes, of course. Yes, of course. No. Look at your actions. Do you have a business strategy in place that enables money to come to you? For real. It's not enough just to be working your ass off, working. Is there a way for money to actually get to you? Are you awake? We may not be of the world or whatever, but we're in it right now. And this physical world operates with physical money. It operates best with physical money. Now, I'm not saying everybody, all of y'all are destitute or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. But I am saying you're allowed to make money doing the thing that you are called to do. You are allowed. And in fact, I would go so far as to say it's the best way to do it. Why do you think you have to struggle through doing things you do not want to do simply because you need to pay bills? When actually, if you gave that same amount of energy that you're giving to creating a life you do not want, if you gave that energy to creating a life you did want, you would get the result that you're looking for. The divine gives you free will. The choice will always be yours. And this is almost like, I don't even know why I've gone off on this random tangent here, but maybe one of y'all needs to hear it. Okay? So who is this for? It is for the determined. It is for the called. It is for those who have answered those questions and have determined in their hearts, yes, I will allow myself to make money doing what I'm called to do. I will allow myself to do that, to make 6 figures or more. This masterclass is for you. You are that person with there's a sense of urgency inside of you to live to the fullness of your potential. You are done with playing small. You may be transitioning out of a career, just like I was pharmacist. I transitioned out of my career. Or you might already be a coach, a healer, a course creator, or spiritual teacher, and you're not making the money that you know you could be. You are gifted. You're even living, as I said, you might be living your purpose already, and yet it's draining you because you're doing it for nothing, practically nothing. You might say you're in business, but the amount of money you're allowing yourself to actually make in this business, it's laughable. It's leaving you feeling abandoned by the divine. But the divine has not abandoned you. You literally have abandoned yourself, telling yourself that this is what the divine has asked of you. No, God did not call you to be broke. God did not call you to be broke, but let's carry on. Also, I'll keep going off on that one over there. You may be that person that's already invested in courses, you've invested in coaches, blah, 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 and it hasn't worked the way that you hoped. I have a lot to say about that topic too, but I don't think I'll go there either. Not right now. Ultimately, you're here because you want to know how to build your business in a predictable, consistent kind of way. Good. You're in the right place. Okay. You are in the right place. I'm Rosemary Noni Knight, by the way, just in case you didn't know. I was a pharmacist once upon a time, of quite a few years ago now, and transitioned out of that into my own business. First as a property investor. I built a whole property thing, and within 18 months, multi six figures, all of that stuff, which I'm grateful for the experience of doing that, but it wasn't the call on my life. It was like a sideways step. I was doing the thing that I was kind of mentioning earlier, where you are not, you convince yourself that you cannot make money doing the thing you would really like to do. So you try and make money doing the thing you do not want to do and hate it. And if you're anything like me, finally you implode the whole thing. And well, I didn't quite implode all of it. So we're still investing in property, but it's no longer the main thing that I'm doing. Okay. So the properties are on the side there. But what I'm called to do is to be this prosperity minister. Again, somebody's trying to call me right now. Prosperity minister. I work with action-oriented spiritual people to help you leave behind the pain, the limiting beliefs of the past, to rise victorious in your true design life. Some of y'all, business is the thing because you're called to coach, to teach, to heal people. I support you in putting a structure around that. For some of you, it is simply that you need to handle your money issues so that however you choose to live out your purpose, you do it profitably. You do it prosperously because you deserve to be prosperous. Prosperity is your divine right. And so my goal, my mission on this planet is to support you in living to the fullness of your potential prosperously, so that you can actually then impact other people in the world around you. Okay? So that's who I am. That's who I am. To the world, at one point, I looked super successful, but there is no, as Nelson Mandela says, there's no passion to be found in settling for a life that is less than the one you're capable of living. And I certainly was settling for a life at one point in my life, settling for something far less than my true potential because it felt safe. It felt responsible. Being a pharmacist, it was even reputable. Okay. You say you're a pharmacist and people look at you differently. Okay. And so I found that, so it was nerve-wracking to make my transition, just the same as it is for some of y'all. So you procrastinate and whatever. So for a long time, I was a despairing pharmacist. I dabbled at business. I knew I wanted to be in business, but I could never fully completely commit to it until I went bankrupt. Because despite the fact that I was earning more money than I had in my life, I was getting rid of it as quickly as I could because I was blessed to be a blessing, don't you know? I do a whole what's it called, masterclass around money craziness. I had money craziness. Money scared the living daylights out of me, but I wasn't aware of it at that point. Some of y'all, you need to hear that, because as soon as you get money in, somehow it disappears. Somehow no matter how much you earn, you always seem to be able to spend just a little bit more. Basically. And so, like with me, my debt got bigger faster when I started earning more money. So I got a big amount of debt and I was 7 months pregnant. And the only way out I could see at that point was going bankrupt. And so I did. And then I woke up the next morning and I was dead inside. All this passion, all this energy that you can see inside of me right now was gone. Gone. Because I felt like a failure. Like I had failed. I was in my 20s and I had failed. About to give birth to my first child. Such high ideas of the things that I wanted to do with my child. But I didn't feel that I was going to be able to because I had no money. I was broke. I was bankrupt. It was horrible. And for 4 years, I felt like that. For 4 years, I felt numb. I call it the blank. For 4 years, thankfully, gave birth to my other 2 children. So there's 3 children and my 3 princesses, thankfully. But then I remember getting to the 4th year. My youngest was about 6 weeks old. I was having this conversation with a family member who was yelling down the phone at me about trying to give money to my mom or something. I didn't have no money, but I hadn't told anybody in my family that I'd gone bankrupt because I felt like such a failure and I didn't want them to know about it. So she didn't know, but I did, and I just wasn't willing anymore to keep giving when I didn't have to give. Basically, my priority became my family, my immediate family. And so I suddenly listening to this woman or this person, and there was a whole event around this. If you read my confidence book, I talk about it in there. And I came out of that experience feeling like this isn't supposed to be my life. This isn't me. There must be more. But I always knew there was more, just like you know there's more for you. But the question is, will you finally make that decision to really go all in? I did. I made the decision to go all in. I started figuring out what can I do. As I said, I became a property investor, allowed that to, get to multi six figures within 18 months, did all that stuff. And it all sounds so easy peasy lemon squeezy. And when I say it like this, but that was 18 months of kind of hell. Doing all the things that scared the living daylights out of me, but also miraculous. Because there's something magical about when you partner with the divine and actually start living to the fullness of your potential, or at least making the decision to move into your purpose life. Doors open that you would never have expected. So some of y'all are waiting you're sitting on the fence, waiting like I was for a long time, hoping that you will see A to Z clearly, so everything that's going to happen on the path. You're waiting for the divine to give you even more clarity, more signs, more wonders, so that you know that once you start living in your purpose, everything is clear and everything. No, the miracles happen because you decide, even if you don't quite know how. Okay? So I started walking, and then doors started opening. But if I would never have been able to predict some of the things that happened on my journey. But I had to commit to the journey before those things happened. So some of y'all with I don't have the money, I don't have the support, I don't have the whatever. Have you even decided to live in your purpose yet? Because until you make a decision, you're just wavering. In fact, I'm sure there's a quote that goes like that. Until a decision is made, you're wavering. And when the decision is made and you actually start moving forward, it's surprising the things that open up for you. But you have to make the decision. I got to that point, where I made the decision, things changed for me. I got to that point because I won this Porsche Boxster at the end of the first 12 months of building my business for being Businesswoman of the Year. That was, for me, it was incredible because I was coming from bankruptcy. I was coming from feeling like a failure to being Businesswoman of the Year. Me? I mean, when I mentioned I wanted to go into business to my mom, she laughed at me because it was not the kind of thing that I did. And here I was winning Businesswoman of the Year. That shifted something in my mind. And so within 6 months, I was ready to leave pharmacy. I'd replaced my income, done all of that stuff. Again, I don't pretend that this journey was the easiest thing on the planet for me to do. No. But I do know, my nose is itchy. I do know it's possible for you, because if it was possible for me, then it's possible for you. The question is, will you say yes to your vision? Will you say yes to your purpose fully? Or are you going to keep allowing life to pass you by? Because your life does not get better by chance. It's not a fluke. It happens because you decide that it must change, that you will live in the fullness of your potential. It's a decision you make. So let's talk about strategy here, okay? Because we talked about all the mindset-y stuff and making that decision. Because if you don't make the decision, I have to say all of that stuff, because if you don't make those two decisions that I've told you about, it doesn't matter what strategy I give you. Because you'll either do it with something in the back of your head saying, I don't think this is going to work anyway. I'm not really sure. If it doesn't work, I'll just quit and go back to my job anyway. Which you can be sure, if you're thinking like that, it's not going to work. The other side of it is that you might not even start at all. So you'll have all the knowledge, all the wisdom on what you're supposed to do, but somehow you'll never use it for anything. So if you don't get your mind in the right place, if you do not make the decision to move forward, I can give you all strategies forever and nothing will change. Can't tell you the number of people I have. Oh, well, I tried this and I tried that. I had somebody yesterday saying this. Oh, I tried that. How come it helped me? I I do not like that kind of whiny energy at all. At all. At all. I'm all in, excited to get started with the accelerator. Who is this? I can't even see who is sending me messages here. Let me go look on Facebook. Hey, Emma, lovely to have you on board, honey. I'm looking forward to having a conversation with you as well next week. Awesome stuff. So, anyway, I do not like whiny energy, but yeah, there's no but. I don't like whiny energy because I know what it takes to get here. And the whiner will not get here. Okay. But let's talk strategy. Let's talk strategy because I could talk about mindset forever. What do you need to build your tribe? One, because today, particularly, we're focusing in on building a mailing list. Okay. One, we need your lead magnet, some kind of free giveaway, something that, so you know, I've said this in many masterclasses in the past, you need to know the problem you're solving for people. What is the problem you're solving for people? Okay. What is the solution you're offering? Once you know that, you can then start to, although I'm going to talk about this later, but you then, to build your mailing list, you get some kind of, think of it as a starter meal. Something that gives them a taste of what you're planning to offer. Something that the only people who would say yes to it are the people who are likely to want to buy the thing that you're selling. So supposing for some reason you're a toy coach, you're coaching children on how to use toys as if they need it, basically, then your free giveaway could be something along the lines of the differences between wooden toys and plastic toys, which is better. And so then you know that someone that gets that report from you, or that whatever it is that you choose to make, that person is likely to want to be coached on toys. I know nobody's wanting to be coached on toys. Yeah, well, no, actually, no, it's not true. I'm not going to even say that. Why? Because it's incredible the way people make money these days. There's always a way to monetize things. Okay. But anyway, so you need some kind of lead magnet free giveaway. We'll talk more about that as we carry on. You need a landing page where people can actually sign up for this lead magnet and free giveaway. And then you need an email marketing provider. I like to use Awesome Aweber. You need that, as well as then you also, once you have those things in place, you need to get in front of people. And we'll talk some more about how you do that. So let me explain how this works. So a prospect, somebody who might be interested in what you'd have to offer, comes across your free giveaway, your lead magnet. Okay. As I said, it's like a starter meal. They look at it and think, you know what? I am having that issue. I want to know the difference between wooden toys and plastic toys because I'm trying to figure out which toy is the best for my children. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to sign up for that thing. It has to be valuable enough that they are willing to give you their email address. Understand that email, even though it seems as if it's a free thing, they should just give it to you. No, it has to be compelling. There needs to be a good reason for someone to give you their email address. Because after all, you could be a crazy person who then starts sending them 20 million emails like I do, basically, ultimately. So I like to tell people very early on in our relationship together, I send lots of emails. Okay. So some people, in fact, I invite people to unsubscribe after they get the lead magnet because I send lots of emails. But anyway, so sorry, let's talk about the process here. Someone comes across your lead magnet or your free giveaway. They're interested in it. They take a look. They sign up to receive it. You make them some kind of immediate offer. So when I'm teaching my clients, it's about making them the offer to have a conversation with you. But there are other things you could offer them as well. You stay in touch with those people that sign up for your free giveaway. Stay where you're supposed to be. It's a wristwatch, basically. You then start following up with these wonderful people, and you're building relationship with them with your content, with the emails you send them, and all of that stuff. Growing their interest, warming them up, let them see that you're an actual human being, and then you keep directing them to the next step that you want them to take. Which, as I say, with my coaching, healing, course creator clients who are trying to get to their first 6 figures, then it's let's have that consultation. Let's have a conversation, something along those lines. Yeah. So that's the way it works. They see your lead magnet, they sign up for it, you follow up with them, you warm them up, you invite them to do something with you. Okay. So you guide them through. You have to be the leader in this relationship. Yeah. So that's the thing. So how do you create that irresistible free giveaway? You need to understand the thing that your people want to achieve. You need to understand what they want to avoid as well. Okay. You need to get to know your person. And we talked about this, I think, 6 Figure Niches. I think it was the masterclass we did last week or whatever. So you need to understand your person, what they want, what they don't want. How can you connect it to your healing? Because it's like when I'm working with healers, they like to tell people about their energy work or their Reiki or even tarot readers or whatever. They're talking about all these little bits, but all of those little bits are tools that get people a result. What is the result people are wanting? That's what you need to be talking about, not your tools. I know your tools are effective and amazing, but your person doesn't care and probably doesn't even understand what you're talking about. What they care about is, I have this problem. Can you help me? So your free giveaway needs to, in some way, address that. Okay. So what quick result can you offer with your free giveaway? And for me, one way I do to figure out who my person is, there's this good old strategic way of, sit down, go and do some research on things like Amazon, look into Facebook groups or LinkedIn groups, listen to conversations, do market research, interviews with people, all of that stuff in order to get a picture of who your person is. That's one way. But then there's also the energetic way, because we're spiritual people, right? Sit with the divine. Ask, who is my person? Picture your person. Write down everything that comes to mind as you're with the divine, saying, who is it that I'm called to serve? Pay attention to what their concerns are. Write down at least 10. I like to get my clients to write a heck of a lot more than that. What are they worried about? What is going through their minds? Blah, 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 blah. And then pick one of those things to create a free giveaway about. These days, with wonderful artificial intelligence as well, you can use that to support you in figuring out the kind of issues that people are thinking about, worrying about, what are they lying in bed worrying about. Because you need your free giveaway and your offer, whatever it is that you're offering people, needs to be compelling enough that people really want to respond to it. So it's like sometimes, particularly if you're like a spiritual life coach or something, there's vaguenesses that people talk about where it's like, oh, to become more enlightened. If hardly anybody's walking around, well, some people are, I suppose, walking around saying, I want to be more enlightened, but it feels a little vague, or there's just a lot of vagueness sometimes when people are trying to put their offer out there. And so someone is like, really? Do I want that? So it's like a relationship coach as opposed to, I will help you find your life partner. It's clearer what the second one is going to do with you. You have a free giveaway that says 3 weeks to your life partner. Now, I don't know if you want to say that or not, but that's clear. So either this person wants a life partner, then they'll get your free giveaway. But you say, oh, this is how to improve your relationships. Which relationships? How do I measure improve? Basically, it's too vague. Yeah, do you see what I'm saying? So we need to get a heck of a lot more specific about what we're ultimately offering, but also about the free giveaway, so that the people who show interest in it are likely to be people who will show an interest in your free offer. Okay? Or in your main offer, sorry. So the free giveaway, how can you structure it? It could be a free report. It could be an ebook. Some of y'all got my 6-figure spiritual business or spiritual, I call it spiritual entrepreneur book now. Or you've maybe had my Spirit Speaks 15 divine messages to find and fulfill your purpose. That kind of a thing. And even find and fulfill your purpose. Sometimes I wonder, is it as clear as it could be? But I think it is. I think it's clear enough. But anyway, so a free report, ebook, I quite like those. I quite like giving away books. I like readers. So some people say, oh, people don't read anymore. Well, I don't want those people. I want to work with people who are willing to actually read stuff, ultimately, because I like to write stuff. Okay. You can give away free videos that answer a specific question, that give something, give some kind of quick result. You could do webinars, teleseminars, just like this one. You could do a physical event. You can give free trials. You can give free samples. Now, if we're talking about coaches, healers, course creators, the most common ones are going to be some kind of report, some kind of audio, some kind of video, that kind of a thing. You can make checklists. You could do what's those things? Quizzes with people. You could do swipe files. I guess that could be something depending on what you're coaching or healing people on. You could give case studies, examples, things like that can be free giveaways. Okay. You can do free consultations at your free giveaway. I would never really lead with the free consultation because it's a big step for somebody to take. But then at the same time, you can, it's free, but it's a big step for someone to take from not knowing you at all to giving you their telephone number. It's a little easier to get the email address, but it's still free. So it's an option. Discount vouchers. I wouldn't really discount. Yeah. So yeah, just always check in with yourself. Does it feel like this is the way I want to present my business? This is the way I want to present myself. All of that stuff. Check in with yourself. You can do surveys. That sometimes people are interested in doing those. So there's all kinds of different ways you can do the whole free giveaway thing. But as I say, for coaches, healers, teachers, the most common ones are going to be the book, the audio, or the video. Okay, or the masterclass or the webinar, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, those are going to be the most common ones. Okay, so you give that away, and then you create. You create that first. Then you create a landing page where people, or an opt-in page where people are going to opt in for this free giveaway. So this isn't about just giving it away. It is free, but you need their email address so that you can follow up with them. Okay. So you don't need a whole website. Lots of people wait on building their online business because they're waiting I need to get the website, and that person quoted me, God knows how many thousands, or whatever. No, you don't need all of that to get going. When I'm teaching my clients, most of we don't even talk about website yet. You do need one at some point, but you don't actually need one to get going. Okay. If you already have one, that doesn't mean you don't have to use it. But I'm saying that's not a reason not to start. Because you can literally, I use things like lead pages. Hardly anybody sees, unless I send them directly to my website. Most of the time, people are seeing my lead pages. Okay, you don't have to do it that way, but that's how I teach. To keep it simple. I'm not technical. I'm not crazy technical, but I can do this stuff. I learned to do this stuff myself, and now I teach clients to do it in the simplest possible way. Okay, so you don't need a whole website to get your business moving and shaking. You just need a page where people can sign up for your giveaway. Okay, so you need to connect. So when people give that email address, connect it to your something like Aweber, or what else is there, MailChimp, or any of those places where it helps you store people's email addresses and helps you send bulk emails out. Okay. So you connect that to the page. So when someone signs up, they get added to your mailing list. The mailing list provider sends out your welcome message, which gives them the book or the free giveaway, whatever it is that you're sending to them. Okay. And that's the beginning of your mini funnel. You can even have a thank you page as well. So when people sign up, you can have a thank you page telling people to inviting people to have a conversation with you. This is how I get my clients in the accelerator to set things up. Have a conversation with me. So as soon as they sign up, they're invited to have a conversation as well. Some will say yes, most will say no, but that's fine, because now they're in your mailing list and you can follow up with them. And this is literally the basis, the foundation of your six-figure business. Literally. But most people do not even have this in place. I've spoken to people who have been in business for literally 10 years, and they do not have this mini funnel in place. There's this whole, I'm going to live intuitively. Yes, let's live intuitively, but let's also be wise. Intuition alone isn't going to build your business. You also need to have strategy. I'm very practical, but I'm also heavily spiritual, very much about living in life intuitively. But I also recognize that if I want money to flow through to me, if I want more clients to flow through to me, put structures in place to enable them to do so. Okay. And this, what I've just explained right here, is a simple way of doing that. Now, how to become that person that people want to sign up for your free giveaways and everything. You start talking on social media. We're so blessed to live in this day and age. You start talking on social media. Although I built my business, or one of the ways I built it at the very start was to go networking. But it's the same thing. It's communicating with people. Where are your people likely to be? Go be there, whether it's offline or online. I like online because I have, I'm a home educated mother of three, blah, 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 blah. So, so I prefer doing my business online. And it's a very effective way to do things. And that means you can do it from anywhere. Whooped, basically. So talk on social media. Use paid advertising to get in front of people. To me, I know there's a lot of gurus or whatever marketing people that would say, "Oh, you don't need to pay for this, and you don't need to pay for advertising." Honey, I've been using advertising since the beginning of my business, and to me, it's one of the most effective ways to get people in. It's just so quick. Why would you not want to? I know there's some trial and error around it, and I've definitely written a heck of a lot of adverts. But why would you not want to? And I get it. You can, as I said, social media is amazing. The fact that you can get in front of people using social media, great. But also use ads, man. You're in business. Invest in your business. You can start with like $5, for goodness sake, and build up from that. Exactly how to do this stuff, because to me, ads are one of the fastest ways to start building your audience. But then other things that you can do include writing for publications offline. So even trade magazines or whatever magazines that your people are likely to be reading, go write for them. Offer them an article or something and see if you can get in front of other people's audiences. These days, some Facebook groups allow you to pay the owner of the group some money in order to be advertised in there. In fact, I think that's one of the things I'm going to be mentioning soon. But you can write for online websites as well. I used to do a lot of that. I don't really do that anymore. But I used to do that in order to draw people into my world. I got regular columns with certain websites. So writing blogs for them. That's another way of getting in front of somebody else's audience. As I said, Facebook groups is a place where lots of people are at the moment. You can get in front of their audiences. Sometimes you pay them. Sometimes you don't have to pay them. You can literally just get in front of their audiences by being active in the group. You can pay influencers on Instagram and all the wherever in order to do that too. That's one of the ways I grew my page, was to pay an influencer who had a bigger page than me, so I could get in front of his audience that seemed similar to the audience that I wanted. Okay. Yeah. What else? Form alliances with other people who serve your audience. They don't have to be doing exactly the same thing as you. You could work with others. So coaches, healers, teachers, you could work with other people, chiropractors. They're likely to see the kind of people that you want to get in front of. Doctors, they're likely to see the kind of people you want to get in front of. So start thinking strategically. Who else serves my people? Can I do something with them? Have some kind of agreement with them? Sometimes it's money. Sometimes it's just a swap. I share you with my audience, and you share me with your audience. Or do something together, like a summit, one of those tele summits that people do from time to time. Something like that. Form alliances with other people that serve your audience, and that way you start building your audience, and you start being seen as an expert by the people who want to be served by you. Then all the time, whatever it is that you're choosing to do, you send people to that opt-in page. You keep sending them to that opt-in page to sign up for your free gift. And in signing up for your free gift, see in your speak to me page, speak to me. Come on, let's have a talk. Let's see. Let's talk. Yeah. And as you do that, the more people you send to your page, the more likely you're going to have some people saying yes to the conversation. The more people you have saying yes to the conversation and have a conversation with, the more likely you are to sign up clients. Yes, it is kind of a numbers game. Yes, it is kind of a consistent, persistent kind of game, basically. So it's like when this is when I was saying about people whining to me. Oh, well, I did this with this person, and then I did it for, usually I ask, well, how long did you do it for? And I tried it for like a month. Honey, seriously. Did you try your current career for a month and then decide, oh, it must not be working, I'll leave? Or I couldn't drive my car in a month. That means I can never drive my car ever again. So I couldn't learn to drive. So that must mean that I can never learn to drive. Come on now, let's Let's be people of persistence. Let's be people of persistence. I could tell you stories of, anyway, let's not even go off there. Ultimately, that's the simple way of you building your mailing list. The more people you have on your mailing list, the more likely you're going to have people having conversations with you. The more conversations you're having with people, well, assuming you're following up with them, of course. Okay. So yes, they come onto that landing page, they sign up. Make sure you're following up with them. Make sure you're continually inviting them to, even if they don't say yes to the call immediately, it doesn't mean they won't say yes to the call in a week's time. When you've sent emails to them, you've shared more of your heart with them, they see you maybe on social media as well, doing whatever it is that you're doing. It warms them. Their conversation with you. Some people will never say yes to a conversation with you. That's okay. Instagram's paused for some reason. So anyway, keep getting better at inviting people, and then also at doing the call. Working with clients, we do role plays and things like that to get them better at these these different parts of the journey. Because the better you are at each different part in the journey, the more likely you are to convert people. And sometimes, even as I'm saying this, I know that for some spiritual people, this can all sound too practical. Too, it's like I'm not talking enough about energy. I'm not talking enough about connecting to the divine and praying and doing my affirmations and all of this stuff. And I fully believe in all of this stuff. But I also know that in order for to help that stuff work, I need to do my practical bit. And so this is clearly, just more plainly, strategy. Because you need strategy. I like to say to spiritual people, man, we don't get a pass. We don't get some kind of pass because we're spiritual. Oh, I'm spiritual. I don't need to do what normal people do. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And you can do this stuff. Nothing I've said here is difficult to do. Yeah, the first time you do it, it may feel like, oh my God, how can I do this? But then once you've done it a few times, it's like, oh, what was I even complaining about? This is easy peasy lemon squeezy. Because it is. The actual building of a business, it's not complicated. But when you get into your head and you get all scared and you get all, oh, can I do this? Then it gets complicated. So why won't you do the thing that I've just mentioned here? You'll say, oh, I don't have the money to do this and I don't have the money to do that. Really? Really? I always find that particular argument to be fascinating. Because it's like, if you did this stuff, invested whatever it is to do this stuff, let's say even if you had to invest $99,000, which you don't have to, even if you invested $99,000, knowing that you have decided you're going to build a business that makes you 100,000 by this time next year, and every year afterwards, more and more and more. Why would you not find a way to get 99,000? It makes no sense when people, it's like you go and pay for God knows how much for an education that you don't even like, that you didn't even like when you got it. But then come to do the thing that you're actually called to do. Oh no, I don't have the money. I'll wait until I have some disposable income, except you're in a system that does not allow you to have disposable income. Basically. Anyway, so yeah, you'll claim no money or time, or that you don't know how to do it. And if I can do it, anybody can do it. In terms of time, you have as much time as anybody that accomplishes all the things that you want to do. The question is priorities and boundaries. Have you made it a priority to build your vision, or is everybody else's agenda for you more of a priority? Because that is usually why you don't have time. It's that you're overgiven. Or you're procrastinating. We talked about this in the masterclass, which actually is coming down, so you probably won't have time to watch it. But I did that on Saturday or Sunday, whenever it was, about procrastination, about, delaying your destiny. And there's all kinds of reasons for it, which I talked about in that. But ultimately, under all of it, there'll be fear and doubt. You're trying to get it all perfect. Oh, it has to look a certain way. I've had clients like this, and I always have to get them out of this thinking. No, first and foremost, minimum viable product. Get it out there, get some money in, then you can perfect anything you like. But at the moment, when you're just getting going, you don't even know what perfect is. You have to get it into the marketplace. The marketplace will tell you what perfect is. So all of these things that you're saying that seem reasonable, they're just fear. And this is the thing, you're trying to get uncommon success. You can't use common sense to get there. You just can't. So step away from common sense when it comes to doing things that people around you have not done. Stop listening to other people's ideas. If they haven't done what you are trying to do, be careful who you listen to, my loves. Are you just sabotaging your own success? Because maybe there's a part of you that doesn't feel worthy. Or as I said, you just don't feel like you can. Or you're not sure that anybody cares about what you have to say. Or you're worried that you're going to offend the divine by charging what comes, charging for what comes to you naturally. So charging for your giftings. Honey, these things, these subtle things that you do to get in your own way, you need a mentor to stop you doing this. Business growth, and it was the divine that said this to me, business growth is supposed to be easy, simple, swift. I know the first time divine said that to me, I was really upset with him because I had gone through a period of time in my business when it did not feel easy, simple, or swift. It felt horrible, to be honest. So him saying that to me, it felt like a slap in the face. But then I got out of my emotions and my head with my own coaches and everything and realized I had just made it more complicated than it needed to be. Are you doing that? You need a mentor that will help you get objective about what you need to do. Especially when we're doing our purpose work, it's so precious, so close to our hearts that you don't realize you're being weird. And then you're asking people who haven't done it, looking for approval from people who haven't done what you're trying to do. And it's not forthcoming. Or they're giving you advice that is just unhelpful and you don't know it's unhelpful because you don't even know what you're supposed to be looking for. This is why you need to work with a mentor or a coach. Okay? Sometimes it's just, it's not impossible to do it on your own. Absolutely not. Lots of people do. But I know I couldn't because I was brought up to be educated, to do things that way. You become the pharmacist, be the professional for my whole life. To do anything off that path, it was difficult for me. I needed help. I stopped pretending that I could do it alone. And I got help. Okay? You need a mentor because there's times when growing your business, it feels tense. And you will start telling yourself stories of maybe it's because it's not right. It's not the right thing that I'm supposed to be doing. It must mean that the divine doesn't want me to do it. That's why it's so tense. It's a lie. And it's only while working with somebody who will say to you, no, honey, sometimes it is tense and it's okay to keep walking. Because you will convince yourself that, it must mean that it's not right for me to do this. Nonsense. Absolute nonsense. But I can say that to you now. But when you're in the middle of it, you won't remember I said it to you, especially if you're trying to do this stuff alone. The tension will blind you to how simple it is for you to take that next step. But if you choose to work with someone, you give yourself an option. You give yourself the chance for someone else to speak into your life and say, honey, stop it. Just stop it. We just need to take the next step. Let's keep it simple. What's the next thing we can do? So I ask you this. Are you that coach, that healer, that course creator who is either already in business, but not quite at the 6 figures you would like to be at? Or are you ready to get your business off the ground now? Not thinking. I just want to think forever. No. Are you ready now? Are you done with the thinking thing? It's 2023, your year to move forward. Are you absolutely determined to make 6 figures by this time next year? Are you willing to give it 60 to 90 minutes a day consistently? Not just because I tried it 3 days and it didn't work, I'm going to now run off for the hills. No. Are you going to be consistent for 60 to 90 minutes a day to grow your business? Are you willing to invest in your business? So I've talked about advertising, $5 to $10 a day. Are you willing to do that? Some of the other tools that I've mentioned or that you need to get, maybe another, let's see, about $60 a month, maybe. extra. Sorry, somebody at my door. Who's at the door? Sorry, yeah. Okay. Anyway, so are you willing to invest that little extra money in order to build your business? Now, because as we already talked about it, if you are saying you would like to make 6 figures this time next year, and you're not even willing to invest $5 a day, stop messing around. Stop deceiving yourself. Okay. And are you coachable? Are you teachable? Or are you committed to your sad stories? Listen, I help my clients to overcome sad stories. So it's not as if I'm not sympathetic to the fact that we all have drama. But there's a difference between somebody who is just addicted to the drama and somebody who is recognizes, yes, I do have drama. I'm ready to overcome though. Are you that person who is ready to overcome? Perfection is not required, but a willingness to move forward is. If that is you, then you are invited to come into the 6-figure spiritual accelerator. Okay. And I want to share this with you. I want to talk it through with you. I know. Yeah, I'm not supposed to, but I want to. I'm going to share it with you. So if you're on Facebook or whatever, you'll see here. And I do want to warn you all that I've decided I'm going to do this thing where every Sunday the price on this thing rises. So this today is the cheapest it will be ever in your life. So if you know that you want to work with me, this is the cheapest time for you. Not that you should make a decision based on cheapness, but I understand. And so I'll give you a heads up. I have discounted it crazily. This is the lowest it will ever be. Okay. This is a 6-week program. As it says, there's a simple, straightforward, swift path to your 6-figure coaching, healing, course creator business or spiritual teacher business, whatever. Although whenever I say spiritual teacher business, I always feel slightly weird. But honey, if you're actually going to be prosperous, you need to run these things as a business. Okay. You're not exempt from running these things like a business. Okay. So yes, come and join me in the accelerator. It's called the 6-figure spiritual business accelerator. I do want to talk you through it because it's kind of a hybrid of both one-on-one work and group work. We start with a one-on-one session because one of the areas that I've seen amongst my clients where people struggle is figuring out who their ideal client is. What is their niche? Who are they trying to reach? All of that stuff. What is my offer? All of that. So in that first session, that first week, it is all about defining that side of things. Who is your person? What is the problem you're helping them to solve? Where are they? How do putting a marketing plan together? So we'll have a 50-minute, I call it the personal 100K blueprint session. You and me personally. Now, I don't know how long I'll be able to do this myself one-on-one. At some point, I'll probably get other coaches to support me along with it. But if you want to do this with me, this is your time. Do it now. So I've had people come on the phone with me who were with me at the very beginning of my business when things were a heck of a lot less expensive than they are now. And they're like, I wish I'd done something then. Yeah. Don't be that person who in a few years' time, you're looking and thinking, why didn't I do something when Rosemary told me to do it then? Don't be that person. Okay. So anyway, this program, it's, as I say, we start. Where is it? There's lots to read on here. So you can go over and look at the page. We start with personal guidance and support. As I say, we start with that first personal 100K blueprint. And then after that, there are 5 accelerator group coaching calls with me. And you, of course, have the option of carrying on working with me beyond that. But for this 6-week period, it's a very focused period during which time we make sure that you've built a business that is capable of making 6 figures by this time next year. As long as you do the things that I show you to do. I'm breaking it down. I'm making it as simple as possible for you to follow along. Okay. So the idea is you come, so as I say, we'll have that first session, you and me, and then there'll be the group coaching calls. So you can come on, ask any questions that you have, get the support that you need, as well as because I'm speaking to you live, I can see the limiting beliefs that are holding you back. I can see the ideas because, as I said, that's why you need a mentor. You will be telling yourself stories as to why you haven't done this and why you can't move forward. I will see through that nonsense and help you get past it. Okay. I make time for everyone on the call. And of course, it depends on as the size gets more, we'll either have more calls, or we'll see how that works out anyway. But this is the starting, because this program in this form started last week. So so it's at this point you would be coming in at the ground floor. I can give you the time. Okay. So that's the first module anyway. It's the personal one-on-one call plus defining your niche and all of that stuff. As it says on there, your personal 100K blueprint. We get clear on that. You have the one-on-one session with me, blah, blah, blah. Then on to the next module is I give you a clear strategy immediately for what to now that you have the offer all set up and everything, because we'll do that in our session. And by the time you get to module 2, my plan is that you already have your offer set up, you know the pricing, you know all of that stuff. Now I'm going to show you exactly what to do very quickly to start getting clients in. Okay, how to very rapidly get the attention of your prospects. And I show you a very specific thing that you can do using social media and advertising, guys. I use advertising. I like to make that clear because some people come in wanting to spend absolutely no money to build their business. I don't even think that's a business. Well, okay, no, I'm not going to say that because I know people have built a lot of big businesses without much by way of advertising. But they still spend some on advertising, okay? Particularly when they were getting started and getting the momentum going, okay? But anyway, whichever way, I show you a very quick way to start growing your audience using social media and advertising strategy immediately, yeah? And so then you have a steady stream of people coming on to or asking for a session with you. And as I said earlier, the more people have a session with you, the more likely you are to sign up clients, right? And then onto module 3 is when we're growing that tribe, just like I've talked about here. We look at getting your lead magnet off the ground, all of that stuff, as well as continuing to use social media to continually build your audience. So that's module 3. Every module, you will leave that module knowing exactly what you need to do to move forward. So it's clear. I'm keeping it bare bones. What do you need for 6 figures by this time next year? Some of y'all will go a heck of a lot faster. Some of you, it will take you the year. That's fine. Come committed. I am ready to do this. Come decided that it must happen. Okay. So that's module 3. Module 4 is now this is going to be the most technical module. And I will break it down step by step, show you little videos showing you do this, then do this, then do this, then do this, literally. So it's clear. This is what you need to do to get your business structure all set up. Yeah. So that's module 4. Module 5 is now that we have your mini funnel set up, getting in front of lots of people to get in front of them, basically. So Facebook advertising, as I say, email marketing, using social media, all of that to get your message out there now and send them to your funnel. Once you send people to your funnel, getting people onto the phone, all of that stuff, all covered in module 5. And then finally, module 6 as well is all about using masterclasses such as this to brand yourself in the marketplace. Exactly how to run them, all of that stuff, everything covered, okay? Because this is a very effective way of getting people to sign up with you because they get a feel for your energy. Who are you? Okay? It's like I had a call with somebody this morning who was like, oh my gosh, I watched this masterclass you did on Sunday, and I just knew I had to speak with you. And it's just like, and so that can happen to you too. Okay? Okay, so those are the 6 modules that we'll be covering. But then you also get a heck of a lot of bonuses. Because one of the things about this, just to say, I actually did this 6-figure spiritual business accelerator as a 12-week thing. So there were lots of other modules that I added in here, which now I thought, you know what? No, let's just streamline the thing. 6 weeks, just what you need for the business, and then give you the rest as bonuses. So I brought out the bonuses, which is how to coach, because some of y'all have never coached before. And so I know when I got started, my coach had to give me a strategy for coaching. So I had the courage or the confidence to sign clients up immediately. So I'm not saying this is a coaching qualification or anything, but I am saying it will give you a strategy, a methodology for coaching very quickly so that you have the confidence to start signing up clients immediately, particularly if you've never coached before. Okay. So how to coach for rapid elevation. That's a whole module. It really helps you. It gives you lots of a resource to support you in getting your coaching thing off the ground, which is not to say that you shouldn't go on then to do more qualifications and things like that, because of course, where people grow, we continue growing, great. But to start with, you can start quickly. Then there's also I'm giving you a whole course about how to create a money making digital course for all of y'all that want to do courses. I'll show you exactly how to do that. That's a bonus as well. Okay. How to run discovery sessions that sell. That's a bonus as well. You get access to that so that when you get to people on the phone, you know what to say to them to help them enroll as clients with you. Okay. So that's another bonus. I'll give you a bonus about exactly the summary of how to get that first client. That's a bonus. You also get how to achieve your first 5K month, a bonus. You also then get how to reach your first 10K month, summarizing everything we've learned in the six-figure spiritual business accelerator into this is exactly what you need for first client, 5K month, 10K month. You get all of that. Also, in case you decided that you wanted to use sales pages to sell your coaching or whatever, I teach you how to do sales pages too. Okay. So that if you'd rather not do calls, I suggest that you do them, particularly at the beginning, for all kinds of reasons, which I explain within the accelerator. But whichever way, I know I enjoy writing sales pages. So people go straight to the sales page and just like this right now and sign up. So that's an option. I give you that. I teach you how to do that. So there are 7 bonuses that you're getting as part of the 6-figure spiritual business accelerator. Okay. You also get daily access to me and support from me in the group. You will be on WhatsApp, so get yourself onto WhatsApp. We'll be on WhatsApp. You can ask any questions on WhatsApp. I can do videos for you, help you create content, all that stuff. I support you within the community. Okay. We grow with others. We grow in community. We grow in community. The problem is mostly the community you have around you isn't going where you want to go. So you're not growing the way you would like to grow. You also get access to every day I sit with the divine and download a message for the community. So you get the Daily Spirit Speaks divine downloads. Okay. You also get access to my abundance library, because part of what I like to do with clients is immerse you in a whole different way of thinking, a whole different way of being. Because if you come to your business with the same thinking that you have right now, you will stay here because your best thinking got you here. If you're going to go to your next level, you need a different level of thinking. I've created a range of programs because I've been doing this for a while. I've created over 100, if not more, if not over 150, 200 courses, personal growth, spiritual growth, business growth. You get access to all of them when you're a member of the 6-figure spiritual business accelerator. Okay. So you get access to all of it. If you go onto this page, you can click on there, you see a breakdown of all the programs that you'll have access to, at least most of them anyway. There's some secret ones that I haven't added to the page yet, which you'll get when you actually come into the program. You also, as pre-work, before we have that first conversation, after you got, or as soon as you sign up, you'll get access to these workshops. One of them is the Bring Your Divinely Inspired Online Business to Life in One Day, which really covers the mindset as well as the strategies in more detail. In a 3-hour or less or 2-hour workshop, you get the recording of that. Faith, because if I don't get your money mindset in order and your mindset around building this business, if I don't get you to a place of trust and faith, you won't do the work. That you get immediately on signing up. You get this, and there's a quick strategy in there that if you will do it, you will have some kind of money miracle, and you'll see how magnetic you are to money just by doing what I teach you in Faith Workshop. You also get access to the Clarity Workshop, really getting clear on why you're here on this planet. I know most of y'all might, if you decided to be a coach, a healer, a course creator, the chances are you have an idea, but you will pick up some stuff from this clarity that you haven't really thought about, as well as the fact that it's clarity about your purpose, but also get clear. I teach you a strategy for getting clear so that you're not getting in your own way as you build your business. Okay. And what else? You get to come to the Opulence Experience, which I do at the weekends. So you get an extra call with me if you want to. And as a paying client, you also get the VIP upgrades on these calls. So you can ask questions at the weekend, as well as on our weekly Tuesday call anyway. So you ultimately get, my goal here is to give you everything you need to reach 6 figures by this time next year in your coaching, your healing, your course creator business. If you are coachable and teachable. Okay. That's the goal. So let me share my face again. Hello. Are you ready? Are you ready to move forward? Are you ready to elevate? Are you ready to make the difference that you're here on this planet to make? Are you ready to live to the fullness of your potential? And are you ready to make money whilst doing all of this stuff? If you are, then you need to go to rosemarynonyournight.com/accelerator. Or if you're on Instagram, the link is in my bio. Go read through the page. There's the option to even have a conversation with me if you want to ask any questions first, or just message me and ask questions. Let's not waste time. If you know that what I'm saying resonates with you, move your butt. Move your butt. As I said, this is the lowest it will ever be. Every Sunday it goes up. Do not delay. Stop procrastinating. And that's why I'm doing it, is because some of y'all have been procrastinating on living in your destiny or in your purpose for too long. How many more signs do you need? It's time to move your butt. It's time to move, man. It's time to move. So if you need to have that conversation with me, if you go onto that page, rosemarynonyournight.com/accelerator, read through the page, you'll get to the point where I say, listen, if you need to have a conversation, click here and book something in. Do it. I'm happy to have the conversation with you as long as you are ready to move forward. But we just check in. If you have questions or whatever, we'll answer those and get you moving. So if you're ready to be financially relaxed, if you're ready to live in your destiny to the fullness of your potential, making the difference you're here to make, changing people's lives, let's go. It's rosemarynonyournight.com/accelerator. Go get your spot now. Much amazing love. It's been a pleasure sharing this with you. And if you are here, if you upgraded, then make sure you're on the right link with me, because some of y'all, I can see you here. We will I'll shut down the streams here. Such a pleasure sharing it with you guys on Instagram. So you are off, and on you and Facebook and YouTube. Such a pleasure doing this with you. Speak to you again. Join the accelerator. Looking forward to working with you. Much, much amazing love.